Good day, it's Thursday, and I want to look at part 2 of this question concerning God's discipline. And I actually want to read out of Hebrews chapter 12 from verse 5 to 12, just to go through this passage with regards to God's discipline and look at some of the words there. In Hebrews 5 to 12, it says, "And have you forgotten the exhortation that addresses you as sons? My son, don't regard lightly the discipline of the Lord," which is a reference to Proverbs 3 that we read yesterday. "Nor be weary when reproved by him, for the Lord disciplines the one he loves and chastises every son whom he receives. It is for discipline that you have to endure. God is treating you as sons. For what son is there whom his father does not discipline? If you are left without discipline, in which all have participated, then you are illegitimate children and not sons. Besides this, we have had earthly fathers who disciplined us, and we respected them. Shall we not much more be subject to the Father of spirits and live? For they disciplined us for a short time as it seemed best to them, but he disciplines us for our good, that we may share his holiness. For the moment all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. Therefore lift your drooping hands and strengthen your weak knees." I first want to focus on the fact of what is the goal of discipline here. We have to understand the goal. We have to understand the purpose behind discipline. And it explains it in verse 10 here. It says, "For they," talking about earthly parents, "verily for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness." So he's saying that the goal of God's correction is for you to experience holiness, or in another way, peaceful living, because punishment is a penalty for a deed performed, and Jesus was the one who was punished for us. And punishment, in terms of God trying to punish us, will never produce true correction and freedom. It never will. And again, to remind you, the word chasten there means to train up a child by taking them by the hand and correcting them with words. The word scourge here in the Kittel translation means to lash with words. So again, it's to be shouted at with words. You know, when we believe that we are righteous, when we believe that grace is available for us and it abounds to us, then we can live true to who we are because we know who God is and he's made us in his image. So when I see that the word is bringing correction, I just need to receive it because it's his word that is bringing correction. In Colossians 4, verse 6, it says, "Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to answer every man." So he's talking about salt here, because salt is what, if you place it on a wound, it stings for a while, but it actually preserves you. And he's saying, let your speech be seasoned with salt, because that's how God deals with you. His speech toward you is seasoned with salt so that it can show you the right way and heal you. In 1 Thessalonians 2:11 and 12, Paul writes, "As you know how we exhorted, comforted, and charged every one of you as a father his children, that you would walk worthy of God who has called you into his kingdom and glory." Notice Paul's words. He said, "I've come to exhort you, to comfort you, and to charge you," which is a very close connection to scourge, that word charge there. So he's saying here that he came to comfort, to exhort, and to charge you through the word of God. God corrects you with words. And so I need to be getting into the word so that it begins to show me who I am as a new creation and live accordingly, because I believe that's who I am. So always remember, when it comes to God's correction, he's going to correct you through the word of God, not through punishment or hardship or trial or tribulation, because Jesus went to the cross for you so that you could experience abundant life. God bless you. And always remember, you are highly favored and deeply loved.